Muslim-loving senator sneaks bill into House that will make anyone who slanders Islam felons overnight. Anti-blasphemy laws have been a massive victory for Muslims across the world, as now followers of Islam can have people who speak out or criticize their religion thrown into prison, as many Americans scoff at the idea of our First Amendment being violated in such a way, as free speech is the basis of our Constitution. Breaking news confirms that an American traitor in the form of Senator Marco has just gotten a bill passed through the Senate that will make speaking out against Muslims and Islam a crime, in a shocking move of treason towards the American people that will leave you speechless. Now we must do everything to stop this from passing the House, or our rights as Americans will be gone forever, as speaking out against Islam will become a crime overnight. We continue to hear horrifying stories coming out of Europe and Canada where citizens are being rounded up and jailed for speaking out against Islam, as courts are now turning their backs on their very own citizens in order to pander to the very group of people who want to kill them. Now it looks like America could soon be following suit. If this resolution becomes the law of the land, you could be thrown in jail and prosecuted for writing an incendiary comment about Islam and Muslims on social media, or for speaking out publicly. Although Senate Resolution 118 was passed earlier this year, we still have time to defeat the House version of this anti-blasphemy law that now sits in Congress as Resolution 257 with a similar verbiage. Read a copy in the description. We had enough treason inflicted onto country under the tyrannical rule of Barack Hussein Obama, who was nothing more than a domestic terrorist who worked tirelessly to further the mission of radical Muslims across the world and throughout America. Well, now it appears as though Marco Rubio has just picked up the torch of treason, as he has just been exposed as the traitor who spearheaded a bill that will make speaking out against Islam and Muslims illegal. He co-authored the bill with Muslim terrorists in America with known ties to Al-Qaeda. Creeping Sharia reported, on the 4th of April, 2017, the US Senate passed Senate Resolution 118, condemning hate crime and any other form of racism, religious or ethnic bias, discrimination, incitement to violence, or animus targeting a minority in the United States. The resolution was drafted by a Muslim organization, Engage USA, formerly Emerge USA, and the Muslim Public Affairs Council, MPAC. Muslims across America were in full celebration mode commemorating the hard work of Senator Rubio, where Engage USA put out the following public statement. Thanks to the hard work of Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Dianne Feinstein, Senator Susan Collins and Senator Kamala Harris, we have achieved the approval of Senate Resolution 118, an anti-hate crimes bill drafted by Emerge USA. It is days like this that Americans are reminded of this country's founding principles: equal opportunity, freedom, justice. We are proud to help support the protection of these rights. A more perfect union, the American dream. So how bad has Rubio screwed over the American people? Here's exactly what's in the resolution which the Senate has just passed. Federal law enforcement officials, working with state and local officials, to expeditiously investigate all credible reports of hate crimes and incidents and threats against minorities in the United States, and to hold the perpetrators of those crimes, incidents, or threats accountable and bring the perpetrators to justice. Encourages the Department of Justice and other federal agencies to work to improve the reporting of hate crimes, and encourages the development of an inter-agency task force led by the Attorney General to collaborate on the development of effective strategies and efforts to detect and deter hate crime in order to protect minority communities. What's chilling is that this bill has passed the Senate and has now gone on to the House, where almost the exact same verbiage was introduced as H-Res 257. If passed, this law will create an interagency task force that will then go after people who speak out against Muslims, who are a protected class. H-Res 257 urges the development of an inter-agency task force led by the Attorney General and bringing together the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Education, the Department of State, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence to collaborate on the development of effective strategies and efforts to detect and deter hate crime in order to protect minority communities. The House resolution was referred to the House Committee on the Judiciary on the 6th of April, and from there it was referred to the Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, Homeland Security, and Investigations on the 21st of April, Why the hell is Marco Rubio selling us down the river in order to further the cause of radical Islam? The Muslim groups he worked with to get these bills passed are not peaceful Islamists either. MGUSA's leader Karim Wahid is currently on a terror watch list for his extensive work with Al-Qaeda, and as a lawyer, Wahid defended Omar Ahmad Abu Ali, who was sentenced to 30 years in prison for plotting to assassinate President George W. Bush. This is absolutely unbelievable. Marco Rubio is a domestic terrorist, says aiding and abetting the enemy of the United States is the textbook definition of treason.